उस टाइम पे स्टारडम का क्या वैल्यू, क्या मायने थे?
It was big, it was huge. There was an aura about these actors, you know, because जो आज lacking है because of social media, I feel.
2022 हो गया है, आजकल एक्टर्स क्यों कतराते हैं मल्टी-स्टार प्रोजेक्ट्स करने में?
Insecurity. In 1990s, heroes used to be more close-knitted, more friendly, so they used to trust each other.
नमस्कार, मैं हूँ रिदम दत्ता और आप देख रहे हैं रिदम ऑफ लाइफ। आज का जो हमारा एपिसोड है उसका नाम हमने रखा है पिटारा, और वो इसलिए क्योंकि आज के जो फनकार हैं उनके पिटारे में है कहानी लिखने की शैली, उस कहानी को बड़े पर्दे तक पहुंचाने का प्लान, और इंडस्ट्री के कुछ ऐसे कलाकार, उनके जो दोस्त हैं, जो उनके हम प्याले हैं, हम निवाले हैं, जो सदैव उनके साथ रहते हैं। और आज उनकी शान में मुझे वसीम बरेलवी साहब की एक गजल याद आ रही है, और वो कुछ इस तरह है। तू समझता है कि रिश्तों की दुहाई देंगे, तू समझता है कि रिश्तों की दुहाई देंगे, हम तो वो हैं जो तेरे चेहरे से दिखाई देंगे। हमको महसूस किया जाए है खुशबू की तरह, हमको महसूस किया जाए है खुशबू की तरह, हम कोई शोर नहीं जो सुनाई देंगे। पिछले सफ में ही सही लेकिन है तो इसी महफिल में, पिछले सफ में ही सही लेकिन है तो इसी महफिल में, आप देखेंगे तो हम क्यों ना दिखाई देंगे। तो हमारे आज के जो खास मेहमान हैं वो हैं राइटर, प्रोड्यूसर, यारों के यार मिस्टर शब्बीर बॉक्सवाला। सर, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है।
थैंक यू रिदम, बहुत प्यारा इंट्रोडक्शन दिया हुआ है आपने।
तो जैसे मैंने कहा कि हमने पिटारा रखा है अपने इस एपिसोड का नाम, मैं ये चाहता हूँ हमारे दर्शकों तक ये बात पहुँचे। कोई ऐसी चीज़ तो नहीं जो मैंने मिस कर दी जो अभी भी आपके पिटारे में है?
नहीं, वैसे तो आपने सारी चीज़ें कवर कर ली है, बट पिटारा में कुछ ना कुछ तो हमेशा नया आते रहता है। जैसे जैसे वक्त गुजरता है तो उसे सही टाइम पे निकालना पड़ता है।
सर, आप ठहरे एक फैशन और डिज़ाइन के स्टूडेंट, एंड देन द लाइफ टेक्स यू टू स्क्रिप्ट्स एंड राइटिंग। तो ये मेजर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कैसे हुआ सर?
तो हमारा फैमिली बिजनेस था बॉक्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का।
ओके।
जो मेरे फादर और उनके ब्रदर्स चलाते थे, तो मैं काफ़ी वहाँ जाता भी था, और इट वाज अ वेरी लुक्रेटिव बिजनेस, पैकेजिंग, यू नो। सो बट बड़ा शोर शराबा होता था जब मैं फैक्ट्री में जाता, और मैं बोला ये मैं पूरी ज़िंदगी नहीं कर सकता, यू नो। तो हमारे कुछ करीबी दोस्त और जानने वाले थे जो अमेरिका में थे, तो उनसे मैंने बात की और उन्होंने बोला they were into the fashion business.
Okay.
So they said, come here, do a summer course and study fashion. I had my share of fun and I did my work and everything was going very well until one day I got mugged, and that left a sour taste with me and I got a bit disillusioned. So, you know, Rajiv Rai was a friend of mine. I had met him through Jackie.
Okay.
एंड इनफैक्ट जब मैं अमेरिका में भी था तो वो काफ़ी आते थे, बिकॉज उन्होंने अपनी पहली पिक्चर युद्ध फिनिश करके रिलीज़ की हुई थी, तो उनको वो भी काफ़ी कंफ्यूज थे। तो युद्ध बहुत ही मॉडर्न और अहेड ऑफ इट्स टाइम की पिक्चर थी, एंड उसमें जैकी श्रॉफ थे और अनिल कपूर। सो ही सेड आई एम स्टार्टिंग अनदर फिल्म, एंड व्हेन आई वेंट बैक ही हैड ऑलरेडी गॉट इन प्रोडक्शन of a film called Tridev, which was everybody knows Tridev. So I used to go on his sets, you know, and watch him. उनकी production house बहुत बड़ी production house है, तो लोगों को बहुत struggle करना पड़ता है to make an entry into a big production house.
This is Rajiv Rai's production.
Yeah, and his father was one of the biggest producers at that time, you know, who used to finance all the big projects, and I used to see all the big stars coming into the office. All my favorite stars, you know, like Devanand was one of them. So this opportunity came to me in a platter, and I thank God for that. And then I started working with him, and my first film was Vishwatma. So there was an apprentice, but I was full on working with him from the start till the end, you know.
सर वो फिर ऐसा कौन सा पल था you know you that really sealed your mind and thought कि अब मैंने writing ही करनी है?
He gave me an opportunity with Mora when he was working on Mora. So he had a story idea and we decided we'll write it ourselves. And we started the process, and the way the screenplay of Mora progressed, he was very happy with the outcome. And he told me also that I told you have a knack of writing and you've been doing a great job, you know. And I think so that was my first screenplay written by along with Rajiv. Yeah. That's how my writer's journey started. Then I wrote Gupt also.
Yeah.
That was very, very exciting because
another
it was
blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Yeah,
success.
it was a murder mystery plot. So it was a very difficult plot to write also. So yeah, and after that I wrote Dil Ka Rishta, which was my own home production.
And sir, 90s के era की मैं आपसे एक बात जानना चाहता हूँ. You know, we had this big stars during that time. Shahrukh, Salman was there, Akshay Kumar, Sanjay Dutt. उस टाइम पे स्टारडम का क्या वैल्यू, क्या मायने थे, इससे हम रूबरू कराएं आप.
It was big. It was huge because, like I told you earlier, that you know there was an aura about these actors. You know, because जो आज lacking है because of social media. I feel. I don't want to blame social media because social media makes stars also. You know, people who have no talent but they notice, and it's an easier way to come be recognized, you know. Being a star is being recognized, you know. So, but I feel it is a little harmful also because you're overexposed, you know. So those days, these actors, they never used to be so overexposed. Though we used to have film parties and all, but it was a close
gathering.
Yeah, within the industry, you know. But now
no paparazzi.
You know, paparazzi. The charm of seeing them has lessened, you know. So, which I don't know how it can be kind of being corrected, you know.
Yeah, and so does the viewers watching across, you know, they like, you know, watching them in the different social media. So this is doing really well. So 1990 में बहुत सारी मल्टी-स्टार फिल्म्स थी. And they used to do really well. तो आपको ऐसा क्या लगता है 2022 हो गया है, आजकल एक्टर्स क्यों कतराते हैं मल्टी-स्टार प्रोजेक्ट्स करने में? ऐसा व्हाट इज द चेंज दैट दे थिंक? इज इट बिकॉज उनको लगता है उनके स्टार वेलकम को खतरा हो सकता है, दे माइट गेट डाउन? ऐसा क्या प्रोसेस आपको लगा जो चेंज हो गया है?
आई थिंक सो मे बी इट्स इनसिक्योरिटी. In 1990s, heroes used to be more close-knitted, more friendly. So they used to trust each other. So they never felt, you know, when they're working. In fact, they loved being where there are 2-3 heroes. So they used to have great time in the outdoor. And they used to be well, and they used to trust the director. You know, okay, if he's taking me, I'm a star, he's going to justify me. But the younger generations are far more you know, wary of what projects they choose. They want to always have the film on their shoulder, which sometimes is good, sometimes it's harmful for them also. But I've seen Akshay Kumar still works in that fashion. He doesn't really care whether there are 2 heroes or 3 heroes, because he's confident that finally I'm a hero, the film is selling on my name, so the director has to justify me. So those insecurities are not there. But yeah, with the younger generation,
it is there amongst other actors.
Yeah, but the younger generations are more insecure today.
Okay. You know, you talk about your films, मोहराती देव, विश्वात्मा, वो आपने जिस तरह राइटिंग उसमें करी, हर कैरेक्टर्स को बहुत अच्छी पहचान दी. So when you used to write these characters, about these characters, आप किन किन चीज़ों का ध्यान रखते थे?
Our first step was to write a script. And when you write this script, everyone's character sketches come out clear. And then we used to cast those people, actors who suited the bill, you know. Okay. And in fact, and those days the actors used to also trust कि ये मुझे ले रहा है, मेरा ये नाम है, मेरी वैल्यू है, तो ये मुझे, you know, use करेगा properly, director. even Karan Johar, Aditya Chopra, Yash Chopra, they all used to have multi-starrers. They would have Amitabh Bachchan and Shashi Kapoor, who were both stars in their own right. Vinod Khanna, Amitabh Bachchan's combination. So they've always worked in a team. And I think so they used to both get justified, you know. Obviously, sometimes it happens that one gets overshadowed, but that is because of the actor. He performs very well and how much input he gives to his character also. But when a writer is writing a Amitabh Bachchan, Vinod Khanna film, he'll write it with that, you know, responsibility that they both are stars, so we have to justify them.
1990 when you started writing, उस जमाने में कितना स्क्रीन प्ले पर जोर दिया जाता था, and I believe thanks to OTT cinema and the advent of different world cinema, अब स्क्रीन प्ले एक बहुत important part play कर रहा है फिल्म मेकिंग में। आपको कैसा लगता है ये प्रोसेस एंड कितना इवॉल्व हुई है हमारी इंडस्ट्री इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्क्रीन प्ले?
ओल्डन डेज में भी बहुत ही अहम इम्पोर्टेंस देते थे मेकर्स के, कहानी अच्छी हो। पहले कहानी अच्छी होती तो फिर स्क्रीन प्ले लिखने में भी मज़ा आता है, और टू गेट एन एक्टर इट इज़ ईजी, ऑल द प्रोसेस बिकम्स ईजी। सो आज के टाइम में बीच में एक माहौल बन गया था कि लोगों एक बिजनेस टाइप हो गया था फिल्म मेकिंग, यू नो। वंस यू गेट अ सुपर सेलेबल एक्टर यू फील ओके आई हैव गॉट हिम, then he'll I don't need to worry, my film is sold, you know. OTT people want good content. It's basically platform for content. So new writers are getting chances, new ideas are coming, and I'm not saying everybody churns that out, but a lot of trash also comes out. But the people who are selecting it have to be, you know, knowledgeable to select the right content, you know.
सर कहते हैं एक सिरे से दूसरा सिरा बड़े अच्छे से जुड़ा होता है। आपने राइटिंग करी, फिर आप प्रोड्यूसर बने। जब आप फिल्म्स प्रोड्यूस कर रहे थे तो आपके लिए ये प्रोसेस इजियर हो गया था फिल्म बनाना, क्योंकि यू नो द आर्ट ऑफ राइटिंग आल्सो? डिड द प्रोसेस गॉट इजियर?
Yeah, like earlier I told you, it becomes easier for me to select a subject and what to make, because of my previous experience in writing a script. But it doesn't mean that I'm always going to be right. Everybody goes wrong at one time, but at least I'm very wary. I properly read a script. I see the high points, the positives, negatives in the script, and at least I can suggest.
जिंदगी के हर पड़ाव में फैमिली कहा जाता है सबसे अहम कड़ी होती है। So what was your relationship with your better half, your kids? कितने इंस्ट्रूमेंटल थे वो आपकी इस जर्नी में?
Oh, I'm a complete family man, and I'm very lucky to have a beautiful wife who's actually a teacher also. So, and she's quite busy doing a teaching job, and I have two wonderful kids, and they're very grounded. We brought them up very well. More credit goes to my wife. I had a very supportive family, and by God's grace, God has given me a very good life. So there were not very difficult times in my life, I hope.
एक रिलेशनशिप के लिए आप और फेमस रहे इज योर फ्रेंडशिप, you know, be it with Sunil Shetty, with Jackie Shroff, you know, with Deols and Rajiv Rai. So आपकी ये जो फ्रेंडशिप की दास्तान थी ये कैसी रही?
टाइम लगता है किसी के साथ करीब होने में, किसी को जानना, किसी के दोस्त बनना. So even my school friends, you know, from my school days, I keep in touch. We all are there in a group, and we always keep in touch.
And your equations with, you know, Jackie Shroff, Sunil Shetty.
Yeah, Jackie तो हम लोग जब से वो एक्टर नहीं था, सुनील, हम लोग एक ही जगह पे, एक जगह नेपेंसी रोड पे होती थी जिसे हैंग आउट प्लेस बोलते, पेस्की पैलेस, वहाँ मिलते थे और वहाँ हमारा बॉन्ड था. सो आई एम थैंकफुल टू जैकी बिकॉज उनकी वजह से मैं राजीव राय को मिला. या सो मे बी थ्रू हिम एक कड़ी होती है, आई गॉट इनटू द फिल्म वर्क, अदरवाइज आई वुडंट हैव.
एंड सर देन एक समय ऐसा भी आपकी लाइफ में आया व्हेन, यू नो, एज यू जस्ट मेंशन्ड, थिंग्स वर नॉट going as per your plans. I talk about films. They did not do really well at the box office. तो जब ऐसा टाइम आता है तो कैसा फीलिंग रहता है सर? And what was your positivity out of that?
See, her producer or actor or जो भी हो director है, wants their film to be successful, but yeah, when it doesn't work, it is very disheartening, and you go into a bit of a low phase, and you start analyzing कि क्या गलत हो गया, क्यों ये picture ठीक से नहीं बनी. But I've been always very positive because I don't take it too much to my heart. I think about it. I learn from that mistakes I had made, because finally the blame comes on to the producer and director. So, and it should, because you have decided to make the film, and you've actors, you can't blame them all the time, because actors are doing multiple movies and they move on. But that failure stays with the producer and director for lifelong,
And sir, if I talk about the state of mind, anxiety, depression, क्या 1990s में भी they exist करता था with those actors? जैसे आजकल इतना openly mental state and anxiety issues पे बात हो रही है, उस जमाने में ये चीजें exist करती थी?
Obviously, it is not something which has come out. It's the state of mind, So people in those days also, Guru Dutt ji थे, जो काफी, he was a successful director, best technician.
What I meant is, were these people vocal in those eras?
उस time पे इतना openly आता नहीं था, but people didn't even know what they were suffering from. The knowledge of the disease was not known. You feel low, you don't know, maybe your film doesn't work, you start feeling low. You can't analyze it because you're depressed, So the knowledge about anxiety, depression and all that is more open now, and there's more to read about, people talk about it.
And sir, one thing that your films and even the era of 90s had was this amazing music. Original music, crescendos, the symphonies, the lyricists, all that was amazing, sir. जो मुझे लगता है इस जमाने में missing है. Rather हमें लगता है हम बहुत remixed world में रह रहे हैं आजकल. तो आपको क्या लगता है, जब आप ही के पॉपुलर गाने आज रीमिक्स हो रहे हैं, वो आपको अच्छा लगता है या लगता है यार ओरिजिनल म्यूजिक कहाँ गया?
नहीं, एक बात, you feel happy also and you feel sad also that why can't people create songs, and unfortunately we don't have such good lyric writers also in this era, because उस era में जो lyric writers थे, बख्शी साहब और उनके साथ काम किए.
And I'm a very big fan of Viju Shamal.
Yeah.
Man is an instrument.
तो वो कहीं वो कुछ मतलब you don't find those kind of people right now. It's very hard to find. जावेद अख्तर साहब, तो जावेद अख्तर साहब इतना लिखते नहीं अभी, so it's difficult to approach him. But yeah, in that era there were multiple writers and they were all very talented. उनको language की knowledge थी, शब्दों की knowledge थी, so आजकल के लोगों को शब्दों की knowledge भी नहीं है writers को.
You also have your own production house and काफी सारे कलाकारों से भी मिलते हैं, specifically new. So when you meet these new budding actors, or maybe cinematographers, writers, so what is that one good thing that you notice in them and also one thing that you really dislike?
See, my nature is such, मैं बड़े या मैं तो किसी को भी मिलता हूँ जो भी आता है मेरे पास टाइम होता है तो मैं मिल लेता हूँ, बिकॉज सीखने ही मिलता है कुछ ना कुछ. इवन स्ट्रगलर आता है तो उसकी स्ट्रगल का पता चलता है. whenever I have to meet, and whether he's a writer, whether a singer, whether he's a musician, they're newcomers, they'll call me up and if I can accommodate, I try and meet them, and पता नहीं उससे क्या मुझे हासिल हो जाए, कुछ ले तो नहीं जाएगा मेरा.
और सर सिनेमा की बात कर रहे थे, जैसे आपको पता है कुछ समय से फिल्म लाइक KGF हो गया, RRR, पुष्पा, and for that matter Vikram recently, they're rolling on the box office. और अगर हम अपनी हिंदी फिल्मों की बात करें तो उनकी हलचल उनके मुकाबले कम है. तो what is that one mantra that these films had that they are doing so well at the box office?
See, South people are known and they love making commercial films, and they're still making it, and it's working, and we had in between stopped making commercial films.
Do you think it's also because they have multi-stars in that?
multi-stars is another thing, and you know South movies, ये KGF हम लोग आज example दे रहे RRR, they were on a massive scale though. But if you go into the interiors of India, except leaving one or two metros, all South movies are dubbed and released in Hindi. And I know I've been traveling to Himachal and during Sher Shah to Kashmir and all that, and we used to stop in dhabas. All the dhaba TVs were playing, they were watching South Indian movies. Okay. So they already know the actors and they enjoy those movies because it really makes them laugh, the stupid comedy which metro audience will say, what the hell is this? You know, if you told an American about Rajnikant, he'll never be able to digest it, but audiences love it, you know, the हीरोपंती जिसको बोलते हैं. तो काफ़ी लोगों ने उसको बनाना ही बंद कर दिया. इस वजह से भी मुझे लगता है कि एक जो मास ऑडियंस आर वेरी अनहैप्पी बिकॉज दे हैव मेजर टू द कलेक्शन ऑफ अ फिल्म, यू नो, contribution to the sales of tickets. So just by the metro, which is 5-10% audience, seeing your movie, always the collections will be low, you know, because if the 80%, 80-90% of them are not watching it. So there's some thinking we need to do and balance our film. People are not putting in good music because music has been a very, very integral part of Hindi cinema. Correct. Right from the day one, when they had silent movie also, they used to express it through songs, you know.
Films like Kranti, Mother India, Border, Uri, you've also slated your place with your film Sher Shah in that notch. So, and I want to also, you know, inform my viewers that आज हम ये episode 12th of August पे shoot कर रहे हैं. And today Sher Shah completes 1 year, you know, of its journey. तो मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि how grueling and emotional was this journey? And how do you feel to be slated among, you know, the top, you know, one of the top films in terms of?
वो तो हम लोग ने प्लान नहीं किया था. हम लोग ने अच्छा जो I got to know about the story and I knew this is a special story to tell. वो तो अपने आप ही बन गई और I should thank God and the audiences and everybody, Dharma production. We were all a team who worked, the director, the writer. So एक वो अच्छी पिक्चर बन जाती है.
And how do you feel, you know, जब इसकी इतने value हमेशा रहेगी, लोग याद रखें.
And the best part about Sher Shah, it's been appreciated in countries where people have not watched. I've got so many calls from friends and, you know, unknown people from countries where they wouldn't watch a Hindi movie. Thanks to Amazon, they promoted the film and released it very well. And it went into 244 countries. So yeah, so yeah, I'm back to square one. और अभी मुझे फिर से नई जर्नी स्टार्ट करनी पड़ेगी.
30 years in the industry, you know, आज आप 30 साल को अगर इवैल्यूएट करते हैं, कभी सोचते हुए, कभी अकेले बैठते हुए, तो आपको क्या लगता है आपने क्या खोया है, क्या पाया है इस इंडस्ट्री में?
सिर्फ पाया है, खोया तो कुछ नहीं है.
शेर शाह पाया है, lot of other.
नहीं, I made such good friends and recognition, whatever little bit people recognize me, and कुछ अजीज दोस्त मिले हुए इंडस्ट्री में. एंड बहुत प्यार ही पाया है, खोया तो कुछ नहीं है मैंने.
एंड सर, फ्रॉम द वर्ल्ड ऑफ फैशन टू द सिनेमा, अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं ये सफर में आपकी रिदम ऑफ लाइफ क्या रही है, व्हाट वुड यू से दैट?
नेवर स्टॉप.
ओके,
कीप गोइंग. Whether your film works or not, you have to keep trying in life.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. We had a fabulous time talking to you, and we are also very enlightened. We wish you all the very best for your all upcoming projects.
Thank you, Rhythm. Thank you for having me on your show, and hopefully between 23-24 you will see some real good content for me again.
We are looking forward to that, sir. Thank you very much. तो ये थे हमारे साथ राइटर प्रोड्यूसर शब्बीर बॉक्सवाला, जिन्होंने अपनी ज़िंदगी की दास्तां हमें बताई और सच्चाई और ईमानदारी के साथ जीवन में अपने काम करने की हिदायत दी. उनकी ही बात से मुझे हमारे पीके बाबा की एक बात याद आती है, और वो कहते हैं कि बहुत सारे लोग जीवन में अपने सपनों की ओर ना तो बढ़ते हैं और ना ही उसे देखने की ख्वाहिश रखते हैं, क्योंकि वो उसकी जगह डर और निराशा को पालते हैं. तो इसलिए दोस्तों, डर और निराशा को भगाइए, अपने सपनों की ओर जरूर जाइए, क्योंकि जीत का रास्ता डर की गलियों से होकर गुजरता है। फिलहाल इस एपिसोड में इतना ही। मिलते हैं अगले एपिसोड में एक नए फनकार के साथ, और आप हमारे इस चैनल YMF को जरूर सब्सक्राइब करिए। जो बच्चे who cannot afford a financial status with them, they can't get into their own labels or cannot showcase their talents at the fashion week, आपका क्या कहना है? उनके लिए दरवाजे बंद हैं फैशन के?
Honestly, fashion weeks are outdated. Nobody sees, nobody goes. It's all about celebrities. It's all about marketing. It's all about getting eyeballs to the showstoppers. Nobody even looks at your collection.